If you've taken your child to every specialist, run every test, tried every supplement, diet, protocol, therapy, and still sitting there going, why is nothing working? There's one word, one concept, one missing piece of the puzzle that almost nobody is talking about. That word is subluxation. And once you understand that, everything starts to make sense. By the end of this video, you're going to know more about your child's nervous system than 99% of pediatricians do. Let's go. 40% of school-aged kids today have at least one chronic health condition. Read that again. The autism, ADHD, anxiety, gut, sensory, sleep, immune epidemic is real, and parents know it. The pediatrician's 3 favorite phrases are, they'll just grow out of it, it's just genetics, and let's wait and see. The truth is, kids don't grow out of these things. They grow into the next wave. Colic becomes ear infections, becomes sensory issues, becomes ADHD, becomes anxiety. Same nervous system, new label. It's called something different in each age group, but the actual root cause is nearly the same. A stressed out, wound up, irritated, out of balance nervous system. Most people, including most chiropractors, define subluxation as a bone out of place. That's about 10% of the photo. Subluxation is a neurological issue with 3 layers stacked on top of each other and that go deep into the system. Your kid was designed to operate at 5G speed. Subluxation drops them down to dial-up. This is where we go advanced, and this is the piece almost nobody teaches parents. Proprioception is your body's GPS. It's the constant stream of input into your joints, muscles, ligaments, connective tissue, and your nervous system, which tells the brain, here's your body in space, and here's how much tone we need, here's how much movement to coordinate, here is what's safe. It's the single largest stream of sensory input the brain receives. More constant than vision, more important than the gut-to-brain connection, and more foundational than almost anything else. When subluxation locks down a joint and restricts motion, proprioception goes down. Here's the kicker. When proprioception goes down, nociception goes up. Nociception is your brain's threat and stress signal input. Pain, irritation, danger. It's like a seesaw. It's when your body knows something is kind of wrong. Less proprioception in means more nociception going in, and the brain stops getting everything is safe and coordinated signals and starts getting alerts. Your child's brain is being told every second of every day that the body is under threat, even when it's not. The brainstem is air traffic control, coordinating breathing, heart rate, respiration, digestion, immune function, sensory processing, and everything all simultaneously. And when air traffic control goes down, the planes can't land. The brainstem is the operating system of the body. Once the operating system crashes, every program fails. The upper neck region is loaded with proprioceptors and houses the vagus nerve, the wandering protector, the brake pedal of the entire nervous system. The 3 domains of the brainstem are regulation, which means sleep, digestion, immune tone, heart rate, and breathing. Then we have processing, which means filtering input, threat versus safe, and sensory thresholds. After that, we have motor and development. So that means tone, reflexes, postural control, milestones, and speech, especially motor planning. That is why subluxation in the upper cervical region creates such wildly different looking symptoms in different kids. Same root, but different expression. When the brainstem is subluxated and the vagus nerve is interfered with, the immune system loses its off switch, and the stress response loses its gas pedal. When the brain goes blind to what's happening in the body, this is how you know your child maybe needs to see their chiropractor. When genetics loads the gun and environment pulls the trigger, then we have what we call the perfect storm. We have 3 layers stacked on top of each other. This means prenatal stress and maternal and fetal distress, when cortisol crosses the placenta and the baby is literally soaking in mom's stress chemistry throughout the most critical neurological window of life. This isn't blame. Most moms have no idea. This is just information. Then we have birth trauma in birth. When we have trauma in birth, interventions look like forceps, vacuum, Pitocin, induction, prolonged pushing, C-sections after labors, and even routine deliveries can generate enormous mechanical force to the upper neck and the brainstem. The vagus nerve can be damaged before the baby ever takes its first breath. The invisible force of the delivery room. Most parents have no idea this is even a thing. Genetics don't change this fast. The environment does. The autism, ADHD, anxiety, autoimmune, and chronic illness explosion we've seen in the last 20 to 30 years can't be explained by genetics alone. What has changed dramatically is the world our kids are developing in, from conception forward. Today's kids are marinating in a stew of stressors their grandparents never encountered. Pesticides, industrial chemicals, heavy metals in their food and water, air, and ultra processed foods, a wrecked gut microbiome from antibiotics and toxic exposure, and chronic immune system activation that never gets a break. Every kid has a bucket, stress fills it. Whenever it overflows, symptoms spill out. And we can't always control what's being poured in, but we can increase the capacity and improve drainage of things that we don't need out. The wound up and worn out pattern parents recognize instantly. One foot stuck on the gas pedal and one foot is stuck on the brake. Dysautonomia, internal chaos, and exhaustion at the same time. What this looks like: colic, reflux, constipation, ear infections, poor sleep, frequent illnesses, lower high muscle tone, toe walking, clumsiness, and some sensory signs are seeking or avoiding meltdowns, getting trouble through the door or exiting in and out, can't filter their speech. Some of the brain-based signs are anxiety, focus issues, environmental and emotional dysregulation, or stimming. Your child isn't broken. They're not bad, they're not defiant, they're not overwhelmed, but their body is running a sprint while you're asking for calm. At Physis Chiropractic, we don't guess, we test. We look deeper beyond the surface. Here in our office, we have insight scans, which are 3 objective neurological measurements. One is our neurothermal, which detects regional dysautonomia and helps determine which organs, glands, and specific systems that your child is struggling with and with their dysfunction. Then we have our neurospinal EMG, or our neurocore, which measures motor system tension, asymmetry, confusion, and shows exhaustion can equal dyskinesis. Heart rate variability is our last measurement, which measures all autonomic adaptability and reserve. These 3 scans show what is happening neurologically, not just what structure and not just posture. They give us a real-time look at your child's nervous system. Here at Physis Chiropractic, we offer neurotonal adjustments for you and your family, which means that they're gentle, specific, and neurologically focused. We're not talking about the cracking and popping that you're picturing, and we're talking about the restoring signal clarity, not just fixing bones. When we get the nervous system regulated first, then everything else you've been doing, OT, PT, gut work, nutrition, starts working even better. That's called the multiplier effect. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. Your child's chronic illnesses or challenges are not just random. They're not just genetic, and they're not just how they are. There is a root cause, there is a nervous system explanation, and there is a clear path. I'm not here to tell you to throw everything else that you're doing out the window. I'm telling you to put the foundation in place first. Then focus on the sequence and batting order of interventions, and healing starts to happen in a more predictive, sequential fashion. To schedule with us, check us out on Instagram. We have our appointment link in our bio. If you ever have any questions, please give us a call. We're always here to help out you and your family, and we can't wait to see you in the office. You deserve answers, and your child deserves that foundation.